Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the cutting room floor. Today's going to be a bit of an experimental episode. If everything goes well, this is going to become a monthly segment where we're going to have just a member of the horror community come on, talk about their love of the genre, and show off some of their collection. Today, our first guest is going to be Mr. Matthew Gross. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm pretty damn well. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for having me on.
I can't complain. I'm glad to have you on, and I'm hoping this works out well. I know you've got a lot of great pieces we're going to talk about today. How excited are you for this?
Oh man, I'm pretty damn excited. I'm almost as lit up as a Christmas tree. I'm that excited.
What got you into horror? I've talked about me getting into the genre 100 times. What was that thing that got you into horror movies?
I gotta say, my two oldest brothers. I got three older brothers, and the two oldest. My first, the head honcho brother, Jeremy. He introduced me to Silver Bullet when I was a really young kid, and that movie scared the shit out of me. And after that experience, after that being scared, that's kind of got me into it. Then my other brother, Dustin, really got me into it more when I would be at the video store and I would be with my dad and he'll be renting Friday the 13th all the time for my brother. And I would see those movies, just the covers and the back of the covers. And it would just give me that rush like, oh my God, that looks frightening. And the rest is history, man. Yeah, and that too, man. That's an awesome part six mask right there. By the way, Jason Lives. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, time of recording this was Thursday, September 12th, so this will likely be coming out as a recording right now. Tomorrow we'll be dropping an interview with uh, a pretty big name as far as the Friday the 13th universe goes. So I'm hoping when this drops, the reception will have been pretty good to that one.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
So what would you say if you had a favorite genre, favorite franchise? What would it be? Friday, Halloween, Jaws.
See, those two are great. How all of them. I gotta say, Friday the 13th, man. When I was younger, I really loved Michael Myers. I loved the Halloween, but then as I got older, Friday the 13th, Jason, I just went for it all, man. Freaking the kills, just the way Jason walked around, the hockey mask too. But I have a love for all of them. Nightmare on Elm Street, how like all that stuff.
What's your favorite Friday movie?
Part two. I,
Or
uh, I gotta say part two. Even though it's not the hockey mask, but it was right after part one, after Pamela, and then Jason comes along, and it's still a camp. I like it that Jason, there's counselors, and I love that theme of the Friday movies.
that is certainly something that later movies definitely stray away from after part six. There's not really any more counselors.
Yes.
Even part four doesn't have any. It's just people lake adjacent, and a
Yeah.
lot of people say like Steve Dash wasn't a great Jason. Well, to me, you can't outdo the original. Like this is the guy that he was the first one. Like he set the standard. So you
Yes.
can't. I'm not saying that there weren't better movies and better performances, but I think like when people say that Nick Castle's not the best Michael Myers, that's just wrong. He's the first one. You set the
Exactly.
for everybody else, and there were great ones after him. But
Hmm.
just like I thought, Steve Dash did a great job. I think part two is one of those that, especially at the time, wasn't received great. Everyone said, "Oh, it's just the Elephant Man" or whatever. But
Right.
it's top five for me for sure.
Oh, hell yeah, definitely. And speak of like part like of five, like when I was younger, I didn't even appreciate part five, but now that I'm older, that's in my top like five of the series actually. Part five, I think, is very underrated in the series too. When people say, "Oh, Jason wasn't in it," but oh, spoiler alert! If nobody's ever seen it,
Well, I don't care what anybody says. Part five holds a special place in my heart. I don't know why
yep,
it is because it was. I think I remember distinctly the first time I watched it. I had gotten into Friday the 13th. I'd watched part three. That was my first one. And then me and all my buddies, they had watched part five without me, so they made me watch it alone in my buddy's basement at 2 in the morning. And so Friday
yeah,
five was the first one I watched by myself in the seventh grade. I was like, this is great. Love it. Love everything about it. The mask looks awesome. and that was actually the first time I ever tried to make a hockey mask with some crimson red spray paint and some purple chevrons put on it in my buddy's shed.
Shit, dude. Nice. That sounds like an awesome time, man.
Who's your favorite Jason,
My favorite Jason?
as far as actors to play him?
Uh, I mean, I gotta go with the Kane Hodder. I mean, I have to go with Kane. I mean, I met him. He's a cool guy. I met CJ too. I loved CJ's Graham's performance in Part 6 too. I mean, I thought he was pretty damn good.
Part 6 is my favorite one, and I think by that token, I like C.J. Graham a lot more. But that's the thing. I think a lot of people give Kane a bad rap because, to be fair to him, he was in some of the less popular movies. You know, Part 9 and 10 were not well received, and I think he gets some of the flack for that. But that's not for him not trying. He was a great Jason in 7. He was fucking terrifying in Part 8, and I think he really would have done good if they put him in Freddy versus Jason.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Ken was good, but hey, they did what they did.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them. They're going to do what they do.
Yep.
So I know you got some pretty badass pieces that you want to talk about. What's the first one that's up on the list?
Oh well, I think I'm gonna start with where I started with Matthew Reed's work at House of Horror Productions when my H4 is here.
Matt, a
it's
couple
cool.
alumni, our first guest and first artist interview. Love you, Matt. You're a great dude.
Yep, and big shout out, Matt. You are a hell of a guy, and I thank you for everything you've done for me so far. I can't wait for the Dawn at H5. I can't wait for that one.
And I've got the proto of that already paid for and on order.
Oh, you bastard. Congrats, man. Congrats, though.
Just
Yep,
like with the DP, Matt. Oh, man, Matt does such good H4 work.
Oh, hell yeah. And I got 2 more, as you know, on order from him for the V4R, I believe it's called.
What does which is that? Is that the Vincent Drug H4? Or is that the standard V4?
This is my Brady version. I had him do with the small, like Kirk cut like eyes with the eye mesh and blonde misted hair.
Love that. Man, that's good.
Yeah, man. That's all I did. I typed in H4 like Halloween 4 mask on Facebook, and for some reason, all of a sudden, House of Horror Productions came up, and I saw Matt's work, and I was like, holy shit, you know, this is some great stuff. I need to get a hold of him, and I am glad I got a hold of him. The rest is history. And this is my second version. This is my Bucky version, larger eye cuts.
Your hair, love it.
No eye mesh. I went with the brown fiber hair because I just during that scene I felt like it had that darker hair vibe to it, even though it was still like a blonde. I believe a blonde misted hair. But yeah, this is that one. I love him. Oh, thank you, Matt, again for both of these.
Because I know, when it comes to H4 mats, Matt's kind of the guy to go to because there's not a lot of people that do them really, and there's not a lot of people that do them well. And other than like AHG, who will do them once in a while, and now Bill Blake's got his Fright Mask retool that's out. But for the longest time, still now Matt, he's just the guy to go to, and he's just such a nice guy. You just like dealing with him, and then you see the rest of his collection, and you just want to buy it all.
Exactly. That's yep. I feel the same way, man.
And do you actually know the story behind the screen used H4 mask?
Oh, actually, I do not.
So, and we've talked about this. I talked about this with Chris when I did the Halloween 4 mistakes on the Unleashed podcast with him. So the production designer, they had contacted Don Post and said, "Hey, we need some masks for the movie. We need some Kirks." So they sent them a box, and they described, we want them white with the brown hair and all that.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, man. They sent like 5 different masks, right?
So what they did was they sent them, and again, stories kind of vary based on who you ask, but what the production designer claims is they sent a box of 10 or 12 standard unfinished masks. So like the kind you see in the school scene, that's pink with the blonde hair that looks like, like an unfinished Kirk.
Yes.
So they sent them all those, and they were like, oh shit, what do we do now? So they're scrambling to fix the eyes, spray them, darken the hair. That's why the paint's not so thick and featureless. The hair's so slick back and dark and all that, and the eye cuts vary from scene to scene. And that also had to do with reshoots and such because they replaced Michael, about 4 weeks into the shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the stories, and it depends on who you ask. Because if you look in a couple different scenes, like in the scene where he impales the sheriff's daughter with the shotgun, it's got more of that Kirk look. But then the scene like with Brady, it's a little more featureless with the smaller eyes. So depends on who you ask, but that's the general story that's out there. Is that
Right. Yeah, I've heard so many mixed stories.
So yeah, you could talk for a decade and a half about just the lore behind all the hero masks.
Mm-hmm.
What you
Oh,
got?
yeah.
Your next piece?
Here is the Warlock.
Oh man,
Now this one I didn't get straight, from Terry. I got this. Oh shoot, on the mask. There we go. Yep, I got this on the Mask Collectors page through Ken Bentley, I believe his name is.
yeah.
And I knew the wait time was gonna be, like 5 to 6 months. And I had, some money on the side, and as soon as that popped up, boom! I just said, I have to have it.
And and like Brandon and Chris talked about on another episode of the podcast, the Warlock
Yes.
for the longest time, even if not still today, was the most popular mask of all time because it was just so different. And a lot of people disagree with this, but I think it's still one of the top five H2s because when I look at it, it reminds me of two scenes. One, the end scene where Loomis says it's time, Michael, and he turns around and boom. And then when
Yes.
he's coming down the staircase after Laurie, and you see the shot from below looking up at him, to me, the Warlocks always captured those two scenes perfectly.
Definitely, I agree with you, man. And speaking of H2s, I got an H2 on order from Matt Reed too, as well, from the Death
Oh,
Prowler 75. I'm wait.
he-
Yep, I want the big. I'm part of the Big Head Club. I need a 25-inch, mask. I need a big version, especially with this hair I got, going on.
I I had seen when Matt first did the DP, and I fell in love with it instantly, especially when he had the larger one, and it kind of reminded me of the closet scene. But when I saw an H2 one, I thought, oh my God, this is perfect. It makes a fantastic H2 to the point where I told him I got to get one from you because it's just great. I think because Matt, does a lot of H1 and H4 work, he doesn't get a lot of credit for his H2, but it's stellar work.
Exactly. Like I see, he got that copy of that Silent Stalker 78, and he did that
He did a
H2,
great job.
and that. Yeah, I agree, man. His work, he puts out a great H2 finish, and I can't wait to get a copy of this H2 when that comes out, that DP75 H2. And I believe he said he was doing a Kirk too. And I've seen a couple pictures, I believe, in the past. I mean, if I'm correct, I don't know. I'm still kind of, new to this. I just jumped in this back in March, I
Well,
believe.
the original plan was to offer it in Kirk H1 and H2 styles, and when I got the proto, what he had told me was he was giving three protos. Well, not giving it, but selling three protos. One
Hmm.
H1, one H2, and one Kirk. I got the H1, but from what I've seen, the reception to the H1 DP was so strong. He just made them all H1 because everyone just wanted it H1 style. So I don't think he's actually done one Kirk style yet.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, here we go. Next piece here. I got my Death Prowler here.
Oh my God, such a good mask. Mine's
Got
sitting on
the
the.
hell yeah, dude. I got the number 3. You got the proto, right? Yeah, as you were just saying. I'm jealous.
The small proto. Matt has the large proto, so I got technically the second one he ever did.
Yep. Okay. But, oh yeah, just I loved everything about this mask.
He does
I was so
great hair.
excited.
His hair is fantastic.
Yeah, that I wish I can be better at styling the hair because I feel
Oh,
like for display, it's gonna take some practice. I know that.
I mean, I can't style hair for nothing. But the thing about Matt is he uses a good hair that's good for styling. So like when I was talking to Rodney Parm about styling my H2 mask, and he told me sometimes it's just the fiber that's used, and Matt uses such a good quality fiber, it's easy to work with.
Right. Yep. And that's I remember like he asked me if I wanted to wait on my two H4s here for different hair fiber. I said nope. Whatever you think is better, go with it. I trust Matt. Like everything he says, he suggests this and that, and I'll just go with it. And yeah, hell yeah.
He definitely knows what he's doing.
Another H1 here. Here we go. Next one is by Rick. Is it Ramby? Right.
Rick
Yeah.
Rank,
Right. Yep. This
the
is the H1 DIY. Right.
oh,
DIY here. Yep. Sorry for butchering that right there. Yep. This is the medium thick pull. He put this up on the mask marketplace there, and I saw it. It was a thick pull. It's a dirty, nasty version, and just and the rest is history. And I actually am hoping here at some point to get a clean. I want a clean version of that.
oh yeah, for sure. I usually get all my H1s clean, but the DIY is top five favorite sculpts for me, just because it's so good. And then when Chris did the Silent Stalker retool on it, it's just such a great sculpt. Of course, it's got direct lineage to like the I think it's it's either the Medley or the Kirk. I don't remember. My lineage is a little hazy, but it's got pretty strong lineage to like the original set of H1s.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm hazy too. I don't know. I just jumped in this hobby this year, man. There's so much in this hobby I still have to learn, but everything I learned so far is pretty damn good, and I like it.
Oh yeah, and Chris and Brandon did a couple episodes on the lineage chart of all the different H1s and derivatives of that. So anyone can check that out if they want to get really deep in their history.
Yes, yes. I checked that out when it came out. Was that like a month or two ago?
Yeah, something like that. It is like this. It's both video and audio format. You can follow along with the actual picture table on Chris's screen if you go on the YouTube version.
Hmm. Yep, I've watched that, and still, that all the crap I've learned so far, man, it's pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah, it's a lot to absorb at once. I think this year would make maybe 18 months, going on maybe 2 years. As I know, October 24th is the anniversary of when I started my Facebook group. So I had been in maybe 6 months before that.
Damn, well, congrats, man, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm trying to hit. We're almost at 600 members, but I'm trying to get there by Halloween.
Damn, man, I'll send some invites to my friends, man. Try to get you there even closer.
What's the next piece we got up on the ticket?
All right, let's see here. We got these three covered. We're gonna jump into Chris Morgan here. The 7.
Oh man, such a good H20.
This I don't know. This is definitely one of my favorites out of my collection. So I don't. There's always been a place in my heart for the H20 mask, and for this to fit my head too. Like, it's great, and it's like I like the thickness of it, hair, just the way it looks, and I'm glad Chris got this done for me. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to him too.
That's one of the great things about Chris's masks. Most of them are on the larger side, like 24, 25, 26, especially all his 6 masks, which for a guy like me who can fit into a TOTS H40 easy, I've got like a 23, 23 and a half size head.
Oh yeah, and that's what the size of Rick's DIY there. I told him, I got a small head, but I just wanted it, and I'm gonna in the future there. I definitely want a 25-inch. But no, that 7 definitely one of my favorites so far. Well, all these masks are great. I can't really pick a favorite, but I just love the look of that 7. Just has that freakier look.
And me and Brandon are going to do an episode here in the future about our respective bucket lists of masks, and the WMP7 is definitely on my list.
Nice.
What
And
else you get?
oh, here's the last piece. Oh man, here we go.
Oh man,
GPW6.
God man, it looks so good.
I gotta say, out of all the masks here, this one fits my fat head perfectly. The eye cuts, everything. And I gotta say, Chris, you did if you listen to this, man, you did a hell of a job. Great mask, brother. I fucking love it. Sorry if I swore on your show, man, but it's fucking great.
We swear all the time. It's what we do here. And trust me, Chris, he screens all these episodes and edits them before they go up, so he's gonna hear everything we're saying.
All right, sweet, fucking hell yeah, brother. Mask are great.
Man.
Actually,
He,
I got.
when he told me he was doing that and he was gonna take the GPW, make an economy version, I was so fucking stoked because I love his work, but I can't shell out $1,000 for a mask. It's well deserved. It's screen mold, but when he told me, he
Yes,
was so stoked. So that's also on my bucket list. I've got
me too.
5 masks I'm getting from him, and that's
Holy
gonna be
wait,
yeah.
what shit? I got one more on. Well, right now I got a Silent Stalker 78 H1 on order with him, and then I got in the future Raining Red 19.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to get.
I was watching actually the other night, The Curse, and I was looking at that scene. I was like, God damn, I want, yeah, I can't wait to put that on order. That's definitely a must-have in the future there.
Oh yeah, the Raining Red is it captures that reshoot look a lot, especially if you look at Paul Fitzgerald's copy. It just looks, oh my god, it's so good. So I'm
Hmm.
getting a Raining Red, a 6, a 7, a Mofugga, and a Silent Stalker.
Oh, nice. I love the motherfucker. I might have to get one of those. Resurrection. It's. I thought it was an okay movie, but I still like that mask. That is
Oh no, it's such an evil, menacing looking mask, and I think Chris does the best resurrection work in the game. The
Mhm.
Mofugga is a great mask.
Oh yeah, I definitely might have to purchase one of those in the future too.
Like I said, me and Brandon are doing a bucket list episode. What else do you have on your list besides the Silent Stalker and the Raining Red that you're kind of eyeballing in the future?
For different by somebody else too.
Yeah.
I'm looking for an H5. Like I know I got one on order with Matt, but if there's anyone else out there with an H5, I would love an H5.
There's
Uh,
not too many, at least in my opinion, too many great H5 sculpts in the game right now.
mhm.
Uh, there's just something that I don't know. When I watch H5 again, it's menacing. It's like it's scowling at you. It looks angry, and a lot of them don't look quite angry enough to me, or in some instances they look too angry. Like they just ate a sour lemon or something.
I'm sorry. I love
And I'm
sour
sure you know
lemon, dude. That's
what
awesome.
I'm
No,
talking
no.
about. The puckered
Yep,
face.
yep. I agree on that, but yeah, I haven't seen too many H5s out there. But I'm sorry, that was funny, man. But shoot, another terms of mass. But yeah, like other than that, I know other H4s out there, but at the moment, man, I got really nothing. Like I'm feeling pretty good right now, but I don't know. See what the future brings to me, I guess.
You looking to get an H40 anytime in the future?
H4. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yes. Shit. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Sorry about that. Yes, I would love one. Definitely. One that can actually fit my head. That's the thing.
That's the tough part because Tots,
Yep.
and I don't know what they do with their stuff is they really ought to make multiple sizes, but like the H40 super small, but then you got the H78 that's huge, you know.
Yes.
So
I actually. Oh,
there's
sorry.
not a lot of independent H40 sculpts. You got the don't post that's out there, which is pretty good, but
Right. Right.
with the Tots one being screen mold, it's kind of hard to beat the sculpt without recasting it or something like that because it's a good sculpt.
Hmm. Definitely. And I actually I pre-ordered months ago. I actually got my TOTS H1, H4, and the H40, and the H1 fits right over my head. The H4 doesn't even fit at all, and the H4 will just barely go over my head. So, I mean, there's still like the Halloween 4 mask by Tots. I thought was not a bad job. I mean, I feel like a lot of other people agree too. It wasn't that bad for a mass-produced mask. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I looked at the 4, and to me, I was like, this kind of looks like a similar shape to like the Nag H4.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I just
I
wish it
would.
would fit over my fat head.
It's all the hair, man.
I know. I'm surprised I actually made it through the summer, but bring on the fall, man. I'm surprised and that's what I love about Chris Max here. Again, I can fit all this under there.
Yeah, I'm about to cut all mine off.
Yeah.
Too hot. I live in
Oh
Georgia. So it's fucking 97 degrees here, fucking 70% humidity.
man, I live here in Mohawk, New York, and the humidity just went away for a couple days. We just had it for like 3 days in a row, and go on, get out of here. Don't want that shit around here anymore. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for the Halloween mood, the leaves to fall, and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Friday the 13th, so that's gonna.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so stoked for that.
Yes, I wish I had taken the day off. I would start, watching the movies early.
Well, all right, Matt. I really appreciate you coming on, man. And I know you're a big supporter of the show and the podcast. I appreciate you listening. Uh, any feedback that you might want to change about this in the future? Any presentation comments you have?
No, man. I mean, hell, I had a great experience. I love everything about podcast, your show, Halloween Unleashed. Everything's great to me. And yeah, I got no comments whatsoever. I just want to say I had a hell of a time, man. Freaking, I appreciate you inviting me on here.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate
And
you willing to come on and show all your cool pieces because you got a lot of badass stuff.
thanks, man. And so do you. I like everything you post. I love your pumpkins there, your hockey mask. Pretty soon here, man. I'm definitely gonna get one of those off of you.
Speaking of which, guys, if you want anything I produce, I've recently released the Richmont Reaper, which is my H4 bandage head. Don't have one on hand to show off right now, but also my hockey mask. You can check out the Cutting Room Floor DC on Instagram, which is linked to the Facebook page. You can find me and Horror Forever as one of the admins. We're pushing 600 members right now. Check out the main Halloween Only show, which is the banner in which the Cutting Room Floor operates underneath. Support that podcast. Go to tpublic.com/Chris M1229 to get some of the awesome merchandise. The Cutting Room Floor, it has some in the works right now. We're going to get some t-shirts out in the future. Looking forward to having those designed and getting out there. Official logos to come. And then, just like Matt said, finished up a 6 today. So if you guys need any masks, just shoot me a message and I'll get them done for you.
Hell yeah, man. And I just want to give a big shout out to the V-Man Jim for the stands he's hooked me up with so far with getting me started with this collection.
Oh yeah, Jim's great. He makes the best stands in the game. Him, and Matt have a project coming out for his new H4 that's going to be out in the works. So look out for that to be on the horizon coming up in the next month or two.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait for all that.
All right, Matt. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. And until next time, everybody, we're going to leave it here on the Cutting Room Floor.